Alex Pierogi. Okay. So, he in the breakout room right now. Okay. Once I get somewhere, I'll take over. I'm so mad. I lost my badge. I had to pay $10 to be moved.
Do they charge you?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they charge us to get a new badge.
So you sure it's just not misplaced?
No, it fell out one day. I had it inside of here, put it to my keys, and it's not in here.
Oh, my goodness. So don't your keys stop it from sliding out? The little hook?
It's
Oh,
it started to break apart. And,
apart.
it was one of those things you ask your husband to fix something for you. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'm not gonna say anything. I've learned.
Would you get kicked out?
Having a bad day.
Okay. All right, bye. Okay. I'll sit there and get the wrong thing.
I know I've figured that's who you were talking to. Well, I looked up on the screen, I didn't see her out there anymore. So it's probably, well, hopefully it's someplace where you.
Well, no, I lost it between walking from work to the parking lot.
Oh.
Because I had it when I punched out.
Yeah.
When I went to the work.
So I was gonna say, hopefully it's in your car.
I'm ready.
Sorry, I'm ready, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Attorney Burgess, we're back on your case. This is case number SP 14156291. The People versus Shanquetha, SHANQUETHA, Mitchell, MITCHELL. Well, in this case, she's charged with allowing an unlicensed driver to operate a motor vehicle. She also has SP 14156292, having an unregistered or untitled motor vehicle, and SP 14156293, no proof of insurance. Each of those matters are misdemeanors. My understanding, sir, is that your client has provided valid documentation and is compliant with the law. Based on that, the people have indicated that I apologize, Attorney Burgess, your appearance, please. Just
no
running with it.
Morning, may please court David Burgess on behalf of Shanquetha Mitchell.
Your P number for the court reporter, please.
58557, Judge. Sorry.
Thank you. Based on your client being compliant with the law at this time, the people have indicated that they would dismiss these three matters. They are dismissed, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day, Judge.
You also, sir. I swear I am all Jack.
Cynthia, the person in the waiting room is Eric May.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I had sent you the message while y'all were on the record.
The person is Eric Bay? Oh, okay.
May. Yeah.
Eric May. Oh, May. Okay, got it.
You okay today?
It's quite the day.
I'm bringing him in.
They get all the words that rhyme with day. Amen.
Deal with that. Man. What's wrong with you?
Hey,
Hey, it's one of those days.
it's one of those days. I didn't even know it's Monday, so. I took a file home to read it. I was like, I'm looking on the dockets. I was on doc. I said, I thought that was. This is Monday. I was like, oh.
You're like, whoops, wrong day.
So maybe I need to call one of them and have them send me a copy of it.
Yes, the person that has ride one, is this Eric May?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. May, hold on 1 second, please. Mr. May, I am going to place you in a breakout room. In that breakout room, you will be by yourself. Stay in that breakout room until an attorney comes to speak with you, okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
I had.
What I'm doing. Hit the button. I know.
I'm letting Kyle Malloy in for 9 o'clock.
Kyle Malloy,
Hello?
yeah, we have you checked in. You have to take the hood off your head, so you're in court.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're gonna put you in a breakout room or a private room, and you're gonna stay there until an attorney comes in and talks to you.
Okay.
All right. It may take, I don't know how long it's gonna take. It shouldn't be too long, but don't worry. We haven't forgot about you. We can see who's in the room. So the attorney's gonna come in and talk to you. So stay there until they come in. Don't come out and say, well, I didn't know what was going on. It just takes a little while for them to get to everybody in the rooms.
Okay.
Got it.
They just took the old picture.
Yeah.
You just make a new one.
This is better because it don't look like it'll fall out easy like the other one did.
Oh, the case is better.
Yeah.
It's more firm.
Oh, I got one of those cases. They're nice.
He said it might take time for him.
Does it, what is that? Oh, so to see if it, see,
Yeah, see, my other one was like that.
well, mine looks just like yours.
No, look at the back of it. It's not, it's like a sliding
Oh,
part as opposed to those two parts opening up.
oh, I see. That looks the same. I mean, go tell them I want a new one. Oh, but yours don't have the if found thing to drop it.
Well,
So,
it probably do, but, cause it's
It's
not open
inside.
anymore, yeah.
but, so maybe you want to drop yours in the mailbox and you'll end up with two.
You said, what now?
Maybe someone to drop it in the mailbox and you'll end up with two.
No, they don't keep those.
Then they need to give you $10 back.
No, cause they'll tell me I still lost it.
No, I lost it, but it's found, which
Oh, she
means,
didn't do it.
huh?
No, I was saying, she didn't put an offer, if I said she didn't do it yet.
Yeah, if you lose it and it's returned, what are you talking about? It's found. It's not lost anymore. Which means it was now misplaced because it's not lost anymore. Or at the very least, give you both of them. If you paid for a second one, you should have two. Have your backup. Because I paid for something that you got back, so.
They won't allow us to have two, 'cause they
Okay, Ms. Bonnie,
Yes.
for the defendants that are ready, should I bring them out or should I just leave them in the breakout rooms?
No, you go ahead and bring them out when we can start calling cases.
Okay, thank you.
I was gonna say, did Sydney give you any files, but she's back.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, no,
I'm
you
on the
good.
hallway.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, Attorney Soroka, you can bring them out.
Here's our file dates. Please. Then everyone just has to have to write up.
You said the two folders you handed me were trial dates?
Correct.
Okay.
She's still in the breakout room. See if I can bring. Guess I just have to wait for Mr. Soroka. It doesn't seem.
Okay. I'm ready on these defendants. I can go talk to more people. I can go on the record.
Huh?
Did
You
everyone-
said you're ready on, you
Yeah,
said
I'm
you're ready
ready on
on.
all these
out here?
defendants. And there's about
Okay.
6, 7 more in the breakout rooms I can handle after I'm done with this.
Okay. Okay, give me 1 second. The officer for Sean Moore is here.
Oh, did I put that in that pile?
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Javante Morton. Javante Morton. Unmute your microphone. State your full name, please.
Devontae Morton.
All right, Mr. Morton, you have ticket number SP 111-8491. Excuse me. The People versus Javante, Javontae, Morton, Morton. Mr. Morton, you have one ticket, one charge, drive while license not valid. The people have indicated that they would amend and reduce that charge to fail to display. The lowest license charge there is. This is a charge that would suggest that you had a driver's license, even if you didn't. It's a reduction in the charge. Do you want to take advantage of that today, Mr. Morton? Do you want to set this for trial?
No, I want to take advantage of it. Yes.
All right, Mr. Morton. I need you to turn your camera on, sir.
It's not working. I can't get it to work.
All right, Mr. Morton. Raise your right hand and state your full name.
Javontae Morton.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the complete truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. Mr. Morton, you understand that you don't have to plead guilty to anything. You can demand a trial. If you went to trial, the people would have to present evidence. That evidence would have to rise to a level of proof beyond a reasonable doubt before a judge or a jury could find you guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes.
By pleading guilty, you give up your right to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Morton, on the date of October the 3rd of 2020, were you driving a motor vehicle in the area of Grinnell and Irwin Street in the city of Detroit?
Yes.
Were you stopped by the police?
Yes.
Did you have a valid license at that time, sir?
No.
The court finds you guilty of the amended and reduced charge of fail to display. Your fine will be $225. Can you pay that right away, sir, or do you need time?
I can pay that right away.
All right. When I say right away, I need you to wait at least until tomorrow, sir, because what happens, the computer has not been updated yet. The computer still shows the original charge. We have to have that the reduced charge uploaded to the computer. So give us until tomorrow, sir, and then you can pay it. Yeah, you can pay it anytime after tomorrow, because if you go out there right now, again, it's going to show drive with license not valid as opposed to fail to display. All right.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where and how to pay, sir?
Yes, sir. I'm going to come right down there. 36
Well,
district.
you can do that. You don't have to, sir. You can pay it online, 36districtcourt.org, or you could pay it at one of the kiosks that's located in and around the city. They're called DivDat. They kind of look like an ATM machine where people pay their public utilities. You could pay at any one of those, sir.
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you, sir. You can sign off now.
Have a good one.
LaDante McCree, I need your microphone. State your full name, please.
LaDante McCrew.
All right, Mr. McCree, I need you to turn your camera on. Ladies and gentlemen, when I call your name, I need you to turn your camera on. All right, Mr. McCree, you have ticket number SP 14229-782, the People versus Ladonte, Ladonte, McCree, McCree. Mr. McCree, you have a civil infraction for no receipt of your registration. You also have SP 14229-783, no insurance, that's a misdemeanor. And lastly, sir, you have SP 14229-781, speeding, driving 16 to 20 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. Mr. McCree, the people have indicated that if you were to plead to the speeding ticket, driving 16 to 20 miles per hour over the speed limit, they would amend and reduce that charge to driving 11 to 15 miles per hour over the speed limit. The other two matters would be dismissed. Is that what you understand, sir, that's been offered to you?
Your Honor,
Yeah.
Alan Soroki, P37441, appearing on behalf of the defendant. And Mr. McCree, what's your name for the record, sir?
Ladonte
We
McCree.
already did.
Okay, Your Honor, Mr. McCree wishes to take a driving class in order to get a better deal in this matter. He also has valid registration, valid insurance, he showed me.
All right.
Also, I wanted to know if I pleaded guilty and paid it today, would I have to come to any more court proceeding or anything?
Okay, all right. Well, first, let's go with the first thing. Counsel, has the prosecution offered to reduce the charge based on a driving improvement course?
Yes. She didn't give me an exact offer. She just said the offer would get better.
She would make the deal better. Okay, all right, sir. You are asking if you take the offer today, will you have any other court appearances? Well, you would not for these matters, sir. What would happen is if you took the plea offer today, this would all be resolved today. Now, the ramifications of that, of how much better it can be, that's something you have to discuss with your attorney. But if you're just trying to get it over with, I mean, I'm not going to say if that's good or bad, because that's something to be discussed with your attorney. But certainly, yes, to the quick answer to the question that you have, if you just play it today, yes, it would all be resolved today, or it would all be resolved once you paid your fine. So,
Okay, the deal that I worked out with him, so he said, I think he said it'd be 3 points instead of 4, because he said if I pleaded guilty, it'd be 4 points or something.
yeah, yes, right now, the charge that your original charge right now, driving 16 to 20 miles per hour, is 4 points on your driving record. The people have indicated that they would amend and reduce that to 11 to 15 over, which is a 3-point ticket. What is probably being offered now is if you took the driver improvement course, it probably would go down even further, maybe even to 2 points or something like that. I'm not sure exactly what she would be offering, but they tend to offer something better if you do a driver improvement course. So, but I can't say what she's offering. I'm just saying on past experiences, that's what the city attorney, assistant corporation counsel would offer. But it's up to you how you want to proceed, sir.
Okay, I'll proceed with the driver's training.
All right, so what we're going to do, sir, is we're going to give you a new date, a date to come back. We're going to give you a pretrial date, a date to come back on August the 21st. August the 21st. You come back, and what will happen is you will contact Google Secretary of State driver improvement courses. What we accept, or what the city attorney accepts, is courses that are offered through the Secretary of State. They will have a .gov suffix on it. So it would be whatever driver improvement.gov. So that it has to have that. And what they are online courses, so you don't have to go down to the Secretary of State or anything like that. You do it online. Once you successfully complete all of the questions, they will give you a certificate online. You'll just print that out, and when you come back to the court, you'll show us that you successfully completed the course.
So completed by August 21st?
It has to be done before, because your next date here is going to be August the 21st.
Okay, at 8:30.
Yes, sir.
And like I
Okay.
told you, that class, when you find the online class, it has to say michigan.org is the last part of the website.
.gov, council,
Dot
.gov.
gov? Okay,
Yes.
michigan.gov. So you have a valid class through this register with the state of Michigan.
Okay.
So the website I need to type in is drivers training.
You're gonna go, sir, what's gonna happen? You're just gonna go on the Secretary of State website and you're gonna look for driver improvement courses, and they're gonna list some courses. And you take a driver improvement course, it's gonna say .gov. And once you take that course, you'll get a certificate. And that'll come up online also. You'll just print it out. So you'll have that to show us that you successfully completed the course when you come back to court.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
So, August the 21st at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
All right. If you have no further questions, you can sign off now, sir.
I have a good one.
Yeah. Marcus Macy. Marcus Macy. Unmute your microphone. State your full name, please.
Marcus Kendall Massey.
Massey. I apologize for mispronouncing your name, sir. Mr. Massey, you have ticket number P1433201. The People versus Marcus Massey. Mr. Massey, you have one misdemeanor. That's no insurance, operating motor vehicle without insurance, or having a vehicle on a Michigan street without insurance. You also have two civil infractions: expired plates and improperly tinted windows. The people have indicated that because you have proper insurance, a valid documentation for the insurance and the plates, they're dismissing these matters. So these matters are dismissed, sir. Good luck to you. You can sign off. Stay safe.
Marty, thank you, sir.
Mhm.
And
I only have two more files in front of me, Crystal. Mr. Mario Montgomery, unmute your microphone, state your full name.
Mario Montgomery.
All right, Mr. Montgomery, you have ticket number P1431035, the People versus Mario, Mario, Montgomery, Montgomery. Mr. Montgomery, you have one count of, it's a misdemeanor for drag racing. The people have indicated, sir, that if you were to, that you have a good driving record. So they've indicated, because if you would plead today, they would amend and reduce the charge down from drag racing to failure to use due care and caution of a waste vehicle. Now, sounds like a ridiculous change in charge, but it's just a way of giving you a better deal. It goes from a 4-point ticket to a 2-point ticket. Do you want to take advantage of that today, sir, or do you want to set this for trial?
Can you repeat that again? My phone, I mean my computer, I just saw your lip.
Yep, I can repeat it, sir.
Thank you.
You have one count, sir, of drag racing. That is a 4-point ticket. The people have indicated if you were to plead today, they would amend, reduce that charge to failure to use due care and caution with a waste vehicle. Yes, it has nothing to do with what your actual charge is. It's just a way of giving you a lesser charge, give you a better deal. It goes from a 4-point ticket to a 2-point ticket. Do you want to take advantage of that, sir, or do you want to go to trial?
I want to go to trial, sir.
Very, very well. All right, sir. Did you were in a break strike that you were in a private room with an attorney? Did you have an opportunity to go over the differences between a bench trial and a jury trial?
No.
No. All right. So you have a constitutional right to have a jury trial, but you also have the right to have a bench trial. It's your choice. A bench trial, some people refer to it as a judge trial, which means the evidence would be heard by someone like me, a judge. Does not necessarily have to be me. It could be any judge in this building. They will listen to the evidence, make a determination if the evidence rises to a level of proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and make a determination. If the evidence does, obviously the verdict can be guilty. If the evidence does not rise to that level, the verdict must be not guilty. That is the same standard and burden that a jury would use. So the difference is a judge would not be making a decision. A jury would be making a decision. If you want to have a jury trial, it would be 6 members from the community, randomly picked and vetted, and they would listen to the evidence and they make a determination if the evidence rises to a level of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
So do you choose to have a trial with a judge listening to the evidence, or do you want a jury to hear the evidence?
I take a judge.
All right, sir.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to cut you off. So the jury, I had to select the jury myself, or how would that go? Or
the attorney that would be here assisting you would help you to pick the jury. The main difference is and I have to be this is not to influence you in any way. It's just the reality of it. If we have a bench trial, your trial will be in August 21st. If you have a jury trial, it'll be November the 28th. It's not pushed out like that to make it more difficult for you, sir. It's just that every judge in this building, is 30 judges in this building, they all could be having trials. We have to space it out because we have to have people come in from the community, and we have to have the jury rooms, and we just don't have that many. Every courtroom does not have a jury room. We have just a couple of jury rooms. So each one of the judges get a block of dates when they can have jury trials. My next date would be almost December, November the 28th.
okay.
Sir, also, sorry to interrupt, but a judge trial will happen the same day the trial is set for. A jury trial will take probably 4 days to bring in impanel the jury, voir dire them, and go through a long, lengthy process of informing handling the jury through a trial.
Okay. All right, counsel, I appreciate, but most of my jury trials don't last that long. What we generally do is we bring a jury in the morning, and we'll select the jury in probably within 4 hours. And then we'll come back in the afternoon and we'll have the trial. And most of the trials go in that one day. We don't, I've not had one go 4 days. Not for traffic. It's just not as difficult. We normally only have 1 or 2 witnesses. So.
All right, I stand corrected there.
Okay, I take the jury trial.
Very well. All right, we'll have you here, sir, on November the 28th.
Excuse me, sir. I got to come down to 36.
Yep, the jury trial is going to be in person. The bench trial would be on Zoom.
Give me the bench trial, sir. I'll take the bench trial.
All right, sir. I just want to make sure that you are clear of what you want, because it doesn't matter to me. It's your choice is yours, sir.
Okay.
So just, I mean, I just told you it's just one is going to be over in a couple, in what? This is July, and will be, that other one happened on August the 21st. The other one we won't do until, you know, almost December 28th.
I take the bench trial.
Very well, sir. All right, sir. We'll have you come back to this courtroom. You can come on Zoom for the bench trial. You'll come here on August the 21st at 9 a.m.
August 21st, 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
I thank you. Y'all have a wonderful day.
You as well. Oh, sir.
Yes.
If there's any witnesses that you want to have testify on your behalf, anybody that was there or anybody could testify to what occurred, you can have them come in also. Come in at 9 o'clock on the same day, and let me, you and them have to let me know you have witnesses. Because when people come into the courtroom, I automatically start looking to see if they have a case in here. But if they're not a witness, I'm not going to have them on my list of people. So you just let me know that you have witnesses here, and then we will put them in a separate room until we call the case.
Okay. So she needs to log on to Zoom herself, or
yeah, they have to come in on Zoom. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. We'll see you on the 21st.
All right.
I'll go back to the breakout rooms to talk to the other defendants, Your Honor.
Very well.
Thank you.
Officer Nicholas, you're free to go. Your person didn't sign in, so they're gonna be capious.
Okay, thank
Officer,
you.
no problem. Stay safe.
Good day.
And then
Okay.
officer,
Bye.
is it Buke? There you go. Your person didn't check in either, so you're free to go.
Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one. Stay safe.
I don't see that too often, Officer Dubuque. You come in here sharp. You got the tie on.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm actually in the Michigan State Police Academy right now.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. You actually, I'm a former Marine, so I'm going to say you come in here. You got the high and tight. You got the tie on.
I'm a former Marine as well. Semper Fi, sir.
Hoorah.
And then we have Morrison and Morgan. They should both be no POs because neither one of the officers showed up.
Wait a minute.
Has Officer Sean Moore checked in?
Dependent, Sean Moore.
The officer for Sean
I'm
Moore.
sorry, Mark
has checked-
Wilson. Mark Wilson.
Yes, Officer Wilson is out here.
And
Okay.
Alan, the offer will be open intact in a motor vehicle passenger as charged, dismissal of the disorderly public intoxication.
Okay, very good. I have one quick question for you on Melissa Miles, the operating while texting. What's the reduced charge for that?
What's the person's name?
Melissa Miles, and I would assume that ordinance also applies to talking on a phone while driving.
That's a new law. It's not applied retroactively.
I don't have that file. 1 second.
What's the name?
Melissa Miles.
Oh,
I think it's an OWI. I think I've seen it today.
You know what? It is. It's up here. You put an offer in already.
Oh, yeah, I thought that one we're setting for trial, and she doesn't have no OWI.
Excuse me?
That one, you told me we're setting for bench trial, and she does not have an OWI.
No, I know, I didn't say she had OWI, operating while texting. Is it?
Oh,
Does that also apply to, is it a violation of that ordinance if someone, is talking on their phone?
No, at the
Handphone?
time, it was only texting.
No,
Excuse me?
the talking is new, council. That just applied this past weekend.
Okay, so
Took effect.
that's totally separate. Okay, so requires texting. What is the, offer on that?
It's a texting as charged, dismissal of the balance.
Okay. I'll see what else to do. Thank you. And also Nicole Mayberry, if she's in a breakout room, I didn't talk to her yet. She didn't answer.
Okay, I have 5 counts. It's gonna be 1 amendment to improper plates. On the wrong way and the one way, it's gonna be amended to limit access 1 to 5, dismissal of the balance, which is 3.
And okay, thank you.
Judge, did you want to? Two at the top. No, the Morrison and Morgan. Those two are no POs.
Okay.
And they're both out. I brought both of them out.
All right.
Well, they were out. Yeah, Morrison is out here. I don't see the Morgan.
You said Morrison is here?
Morrison is out here. I don't see the Morgan. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, they're both out.
Okay.
I don't see Morgan first.
Deotis Morrison the fourth. Unmute your microphone, state your full name.
Hit *6, Mr. Morrison.
Mr. Morrison, press *6 to unmute your telephone. The star sign and the number 6. The star is directly beneath the 7. Mr. Morrison, we cannot proceed with your case if you do not unmute your microphone.
This Morgan is also.
Win Morgan II. Win Morgan II. Unmute your microphone, state your full name.
Win Dwayne Morgan II.
All right, Mr. Morgan, you have ticket number P1343118. The People versus Wynn, W-Y-N-N, Morgan, M-O-R-G-A-N, the second. Mr. Morgan, you have 2 civil infractions. No plates on the vehicle and improper address on your license. Those are both civil infractions. You're scheduled today for a formal hearing. You also have ticket number P1343119. You have 2 misdemeanors, fail to display a valid operator's license and no insurance. The people have indicated, well, today was the date and time for a bench trial. There are one officer is necessary to proceed on these matters. The officer's name, first initial is A as in Alpha. Last name is S-O-T-R-E-S, Sotres, S-O-T-R-E-S, badge number 4140 of Detroit Police Department. This matter was scheduled for 9 a.m. The time now is 10:16 a.m. The officer that is necessary to proceed with this matter has failed to appear. This court having no reasonable explanation for the lack of appearance, these matters are dismissed. They are dismissed without prejudice, Mr. Morgan. That means if this officer was away for some valid reason, he's on military leave, he's on sick leave, he's on such a different assignment, he's in another courtroom or something like that, they can reissue these matters, but today they are dismissed.
Thank you very much, sir. I can ask you a question. Is possible like y'all can email me possibly a paper saying I was sitting here with y'all?
No, sir. Sir, you could go online, 36district.org.
You need a return to work letter?
Something like that. I've been sitting, I'm supposed to be at work at 8:30.
Hold on one second.
Ooh, hey, Angel. Angel.
So did you just
Mr. Morgan?
Angel, get up.
Mr. Morgan?
Yes, ma'am.
Pay attention. I sent you a chat message. I need your email address.
Okay.
Sent
it to you. Thank you.
I'll let you copy and paste it. All right, Mr. Morgan, I got it. You probably check it in about 20 minutes. Check your email in about 20 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Anything else I need
No
to do?
problem. Nope, you're free to sign off.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You as well. I think it's Mr. Morrison. Go back in. Person I just let into the meeting room, the last 4 digits of your phone number is 5417. What's your name?
Otis Morrison. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Well, it happened. Something that just happened. I was in the court. They said my name, and they couldn't hear me. I don't understand. I wasn't on mute.
Probably because you didn't hit unmute. You have to hit *6 to unmute, but we have you now, and the judge is going to call your case.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Morrison, you have ticket number P1403592. On this
Yes,
ticket
sir.
number, the People versus Theodus, Theodus, Morrison, Morri. Sir, just let me talk. You don't have to say yes. Now I got to start over. The People versus Theodus, Theodus, Morrison, Morrison, the fourth. Mr. Morrison, on this ticket, you have 3 counts. They are all civil infractions disregarding a traffic control device, varying course without signaling, and fail to signal. You also have P1403658. You have a misdemeanor for no insurance. The people, today was the date and time scheduled for you to have a trial for the misdemeanor and formal hearings for the civil infractions. There is a necessary witness, one of two witnesses. First witness is E. Franklin. The E is not the name, that's the first initial, E as in Edward. The second person is W. Teamer, Teamer. Badge numbers 3077 and 4820 correspondingly. These officers have failed to appear today. This court having no reasonable explanation for their lack of appearance, these matters are dismissed. They are dismissed, sir. They are dismissed with prejudice. That simply means that if there is a reason that they weren't here today, that is valid. Like they're off on military duty, or they're on sick leave, or they're in another courtroom or something that is explainable, they can reissue these matters. But they are dismissed today. So good luck to you, sir. You can sign off. Stay safe.
Thank you. God bless you, Your Honor.
Attorney Hill, we see you out here. It looks like we only got about maybe 5 people left, so hopefully we'll be done soon.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Attorney Hill, or who's the other attorney?
It's Attorney Hill, the city attorney.
Oh, yeah. Oh, 1 second. Nicole Mayberry, unmute your microphone, state your full name. Nicole Mayberry, no, you're muted, ma'am. You have to unmute. You have a little red microphone with a line through it. Touch that red microphone on your screen.
All right, I'm unmuted.
Okay, yes, ma'am. All right, Ms. Mayberry, you have ticket number, state your full name, please.
Nicole Mayberry.
All right, Ms. Mayberry, you have ticket number P1420168. The people versus Nicole. You have ticket number P1420168. Ms. Mayberry, you have to be still. The people versus Nicole, Nicole Mayberry, Mayberry. You have 2 counts. You have a misdemeanor for no insurance, and you have a civil infraction for a defective windshield. You also have ticket number P1419500. You have 3 civil infractions: failed to signal, wrong way on a one-way street, and expired plates. The people have indicated that if you pled to the wrong way on a one-way street, they would amend and reduce that charge to driving 1 to 5 over in a limited access zone. Driving the wrong way on a one-way street, ma'am, is a, one second here. Is a 2-point ticket. The people would be amending and reducing that charge to driving 1 to 5 over in a limited access zone. That is a 0-point ticket. And on ticket P1420168, no insurance, they would amend and reduce that charge to improper plates. The other 3 matters would be dismissed. Do you understand the charges and the offer, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
And do you know how you want to proceed today?
Yes.
And how do you want to proceed, ma'am?
Guilty.
All right. So you want to plead guilty and responsible on these matters and have the others dismissed? And all right. All right. Miss Mayberry, I need you to raise your right hand. State your full name again.
Can you see my hand?
Yeah, I can see it.
Nicole?
I can see it.
Okay, you said Nicole Mayberry?
Yes. All right, Miss Mayberry, do you swear or affirm to tell the complete truth?
Yes, I do.
You may lower your hand. Ms. Mayberry, you understand that you have a constitutional right and absolute right to go to trial for the misdemeanor, and you have a right to have a formal hearing for the civil infractions?
I understand that, yes.
By pleading guilty and responsible, you give up your right to have trials and formal hearings. You understand that?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty and responsible because you are Ms. Mayberry?
Yes.
On ticket number P1420168, count 1, on the date of February the 13th of 2023, were you operating a motor vehicle, or do you have a motor vehicle in the city of Detroit on a city street?
Yes.
Was that vehicle insured?
No.
The court finds you guilty of the amended and reduced charge of improper plates. With regard to the stop, ma'am, on that same ticket, that same date, were you stopped by the police, ma'am?
Yes.
Were you driving the wrong way on a one-way street, ma'am?
Only because he put me over. That's the only reason why.
Well, ma'am, when the police officer pull you over, they don't make you drive down a one-way street.
Right.
You just stop.
I understand. I understand that, but that was the only street available when they put me over. So that's the reason why. It wasn't that I was just driving there and they caught me on a one-way street. I just happened to drive down that street when they
turned the lights on. They didn't tell you to turn down a one-way street, right, did they?
I understand that. No.
I mean, could you, what are you saying, you were in a place that you just could not stop right there?
Correct. Yes, I was. That's correct. Yes.
All right, then we have to go to trial, man. So, because if you're saying you only did something because the police officer had you do it, then you can't be charged with something that they made you do, right?
Well, I'm not saying that they made me do it, but I'm saying that that's, you know, when
no, ma'am, that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying they pulled you over and there was no place to stop for you to drive down that one-way street.
Well, I just didn't want to be disobedient. You know, they put me over, so I wanted to stop and be put over. I was in the middle of, I was on a busy traffic street in the only
ma'am, I don't want you to explain that to me. I'll let you talk to the attorney because this doesn't make sense to me. So, all right. Counsel, you get a chance to talk to her. So, where is he? I can't take the plea without him out there anyway. So
I thought he was.
He was. Attorney Hill.
Huh?
Attorney Hill, Miss Mayberry, I'm not talking to you. Mute your microphone.
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Rogers tells me she never received the transcript.
That is correct. Madam Clerk just printed it off and I'm reviewing it now, but I did not receive it till prior till.
Do you have it, counsel?
No, why do we need the transcript? Did you ask for it, Judge?
I think the only one who really needed the transcript was you, because you were here.
Because of the argument,
Adams.
because of the argument before Nance Adams, and I had not reviewed it. And I have it now, but I don't have it now, but I can get it right now, but I have not read that, and I didn't realize that's what we were supposed to be doing today.
Judge, however you want, whatever you want to do, is I'm good with. I would say this: it's a very simplistic issue. It's like really, really simple. So I mean,
that's what very smart people say, counsel.
Thank you.
For me, I have to pore over it, dissect it, try to understand it. So I'm a simple man, so I guess simplistic stuff is not so simple. So,
Judge, I have a suggestion. Well,
yes, sir.
If I could have 5 minutes just to recap the argument, allow you an opportunity to review the transcripts, and if you want to issue a written opinion or have us come back for your opinion, I'm good with that. But it's really the whole entire thing depends on the court's definition of indecent conduct. That's it. And there's a case I supplied to Ms. Rogers.
You mean you say the court's definition? You don't mean my individual definition. You mean what should be stepped out and stated in black letter law, right?
Yeah. What the Court of Appeals? There's a case directly on point, and Ms. Rogers and I have had this dialogue. I'm surprised that she didn't stipulate after I sent the case to her, but I understand her position. I get it. She's got a boss. But Judge, I provided a case that's directly on point, and I really thought they were going to stipulate dismissing this thing. I did.
I don't know if she has it.
She does.
No, I have the case. We've argued this a few times. I agree with Ryan. I think we're just waiting for a decision from the court. And it is about what is indecent or not.
Okay.
And the facts are different than the case that's been provided by defense.
Okay, well, I mean, if you want to make any argument today, then I'll go through it. Like I said, I don't have that transcript. I will read it, and I'll give you an opinion before the week's end.
Sure. Do you want to make the argument now, Judge? You want to finish up your traffic docket?
I don't know if I have anything to call right now on this docket. Attorney Soroki just came back out, so just give us a few minutes, Attorney Hill. Melissa Miles, unmute your microphone, state your full name, please.
Melissa Ann Miles.
All right, Ms. Miles, you have ticket number P1431881. The People versus Melissa, Malissa Miles, Miles. Ms. Miles, you have one civil infraction and 2 misdemeanor counts on here. Count 1 is operating while reading, typing, or sending a text. And that is a civil infraction. Count 2 is driving an unregistered or untitled vehicle. That is a misdemeanor. Count 3 is no insurance. The people have indicated that if you were to plead to count 1, operating a motor vehicle while reading or typing or sending a text, the other 2 matters would be dismissed.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how you want to proceed today, Ms. Miles?
Yes.
And what is that?
Guilty.
All right, that would be responsible because this is a civil infraction. It's not a criminal matter, so you can't be guilty. You can be responsible. All right. All right, I do need you to raise your right hand and state your full name, ma'am.
Melissa Ann Miles.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. Ms. Miles, you understand that you have a right to have a formal hearing. If you have a formal hearing, you can challenge this charge. You can have the people put on their witness. You can cross-examine the witness. You can have witnesses testify on your own behalf. You can even testify on your own behalf. You understand that?
Yes.
But if you plead responsible, you give that right up, and that's your choice?
Yes.
Are you pleading responsible because you are responsible, Ms. Miles?
Yes.
Mr. Matthews, mute your microphone, press *6. All right, Ms. Miles, on the date of February the 10th, 2023, were you operating a motor vehicle on Grand River Avenue near West Outer Drive?
Yes.
Were you stopped by the policeman?
Yes.
Were you driving and receiving, reading, or typing out a text, ma'am?
Yes.
The court will find you responsible for that, ma'am. Your fine is, hold on one second. All right, Ms. Miles, I'm gonna have to have my clerk come back and go into the computer on this because I'm not sure what the fine is on this now. So as soon as she comes back, I can tell you what that fine is, but just hold on. As soon as she comes back into the courtroom, we'll get you out of here. All right, just hold on.
Okay.
All right. All right, Mr. Soroki, I'm gonna come back to you. What are we calling now?
You call James Matthews. I don't have an offer, but he has valid insurance, valid registration.
All right, the clerk walked out of the courtroom and she did not give me that. You do have that file?
I have it up.
Okay.
It's right here.
Also on the trial, defendant's position.
What trial, counsel?
The trial for defendant Sean Moore. He says
Okay, you turned your voice away from the microphone. So
I'm sorry about that, Judge. You're right. Sean Moore, he has, he says it's mistaken identity. So if I can meet with the officer and the prosecutor, we can shortcut this.
We'll get to that one. So
I'm just letting the court know where it stands.
All right, Mr. James Earl Matthews, state your full name, please.
James Earl Matthews.
All right, Mr. Matthews, you have ticket number P1415636. The People versus James, James, Earl, Earl, Matthews, Matthews. Mr. Matthews, you have 2 counts under this ticket number. Count 1 is no insurance. Count 2 is improper plates. Counsel has indicated that Mr. Soroki, you said Mr. Matthews has valid documents?
Yes, he texted me his insurance and his registration.
Very well. All right, Mr. Matthews, because you have valid documentation and you are compliant with the law at this time, the people have indicated they will dismiss these matters. They are dismissed, sir. Good luck to you. You can sign off now.
We're also ready on Paris Martin when the court's ready.
Okay.
Alan, do you have the offer on Paris Martin?
No, she's pleading not guilty.
Okay.
you. Ms. Paris Martin, unmute your microphone, state your full name.
Paris Martin.
Ms. Martin, you have ticket U 657-96123, the People versus Paris, Paris Martin. Ms. Martin, I need you to turn your camera on. Paris Martin, Martin, M-A-R-T-I-N. Ms. Martin, you have one count of drinking alcohol in public. The people have indicated that if you were to plea today, they would give you what is referred to as a delayed sentence. That would be a 3-month delayed sentence. So if you pled today, you would get a fine, but in 3 months, if you have not picked up any additional charges and your fine is paid, this matter would be dismissed and it would not be on your record. Do you understand that, Ms. Martin?
Yes.
How do you want to proceed today, Ms. Martin?
With the
You have to sit up, you have to sit up, Ms. Martin. You're in court.
With the
Thank
fine
you.
and the 3-month delay.
Pardon me?
I said with the fine and the 3-month delay.
Yeah, that's the offer, man.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's what
okay. All right. All right. I need you to raise your right hand. State your full name again.
Paris Martin.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the complete truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. Ms. Martin, you understand that you have a constitutional right and absolute right to go to trial, but if you plead guilty today, you give up that right?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
No. Wait, is
Okay.
it, I've never had to do any of this, so I'm confused.
Well,
Like,
okay, ma'am, don't overthink it.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm just like, this is my first time ever dealing with anything like this. So.
Ma'am, I understand that. I'll just listen to my question. I'll make it really clear. What I'm saying, ma'am, see, what happens is a lot of people come to court and they'll say, I want to plead guilty. I'm not guilty, but I want to plead guilty because I just want to get this over with. This is a court of law, not a court of convenience, ma'am. So I cannot accept an innocent person pleading guilty or responsible to anything. If you're not guilty, if you're not responsible, I can't accept your plea. I can only allow someone who is actually guilty or who is actually responsible to plead responsible. That would not be justice if I just said, oh, yeah, well, you didn't rob that bank, but you're homeless and it's a good deal for you because you got a place to live. We can't do things like that. We have to do
No, understandable.
Okay, so that's why I ask you, are you pleading responsible because or guilty because you are guilty? So
no, I'm not. No, I'm not, because I'm not guilty. I wasn't drinking in public.
then we have to go to trial then, man. So that's okay. So now you had an opportunity to speak with an attorney in a breakout room, in a private room. Is that correct?
Yes, but I couldn't hear him. I could only see his lips moving, and I kept trying to let him know that.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to let you talk to him because he will give you your rights and tell you what the charges actually mean and what, you know, if you plead guilty or responsible. Well, this is a guilty. What the penalty can be and all that kind of stuff. And then he will have an opportunity to discuss the difference between a bench trial, which some people refer to as a judge trial because the judge will make the decision, or a jury trial where the jury will make the decision. He will tell you the benefits of each, and then the decision is yours. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do we have anything else to call right now before we do that, Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. We have Nicole Mayberry.
Okay.
Should be here.
Ms. Mayberry, let's see, I don't see you out here. Yes, I do. Nicole Mayberry, you have your hand up, trying to get the court's attention.
Okay, Mark, are you just saved her for a trial? That was the one you just talked to.
No, because she doesn't know. Okay. Nicole Mayberry, unmute your microphone, state your full name.
Nicole Mayberry.
Okay, Ms. Mayberry, you were trying to get the court's attention?
Right, yeah, I was just reminding, because I know you had told me to hold on because I had said I turned down the wrong way street and I needed to go to trial. And I thought because the attorney had came back, you had forgot about me. That's the only reason I had put my hand up.
No, ma'am, I have not forgot about you. So
okay.
We just gotta do things in a certain way. Okay. All right, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. Alan Sroki, P37441, appearing on behalf of the defendant. What's your name for the record, ma'am?
Nicole
Well, hold
Mayberry.
on, counsel. But before we do that, we've already done that. What's going on with Ms. Mayberry is she doesn't understand the charges. She doesn't understand. She wanted to plead responsible, but she felt like she had no choice. When the police officer stopped her, she turned onto a one-way, but she said that was the only choice that she had. So I need you to have a discussion with her because I can't obviously question her and talk about the facts of the case. And yes,
I can have another discussion with her. I had a very long discussion with her.
That's okay, counsel. Everybody's different, and sometimes you might have to. You maybe not understand exactly what it is that's happening. So, and we will give everybody all the due attention that they need. I have a couple of cases right now I'm going to call because I can get these out real fast. Sidja Madison, I apologize if I'm messing your name up. Is she out of the breakout room?
I'll go into the breakout rooms, Your Honor, and
should we have everybody out now? Let's see. In the breakout room, we have Kyle Malloy, Eric May, and Miss Madison. Yes, so we need those three people out, right?
I haven't spoken to those people yet. I haven't gotten to them yet, Your Honor.
You haven't spoken to any of them?
No.
Okay, all right. No. Well, you do that. You did speak with Miss Mayberry, so we'll put Miss Mayberry back in the breakout room, and you can have the discussion with her about jury trials, bench trials.
For some reason, Miss Martin, when I was in the breakout room with her, she couldn't hear me talking. That's the only defendant I've had that problem with. In any event, I'll go talk to these other three defendants and Miss Mayberry and Miss Martin again.
Okay, great. Thank you. You'll have to put we'll put Miss Mayberry back in the breakout room as well as Miss Martin. Counsel, Attorney Hill. You made a suggestion of how we could proceed today, and I think that would be a good thing. I can go over the document and I can give you a ruling of how we on that Friday or so.
That's fine, Judge.
She was out here when we were saying that, so but
I thought Attorney Hill wanted to make an argument now.
Oh,
just a very brief argument. I'm not going to go over everything.
Okay, let me get Attorney Rogers back in the courtroom so we can do that. All right. That's Ms. Rogers trying to come in now. Looks like her system is trying to connect her up, Attorney Hill. Ah, there she is. Do we have you on audio, Attorney Rogers?
Yep, I can hear you guys.
Okay. All right, let me call this case and you guys can make a whatever argument you were intending to make today. Let's see here. Where's my docket sheet? There it is. This is ticket number or case number U633-67622. The People versus Ricky, R-I-C-K-Y Mansour, M-A-N-S-O-U-R. Mr. Mansour is scheduled for a hearing today. Mr. Mansour, unmute your microphone, state your full name, please.
Ricky Mansour.
Thank you, sir. Attorneys' appearances, please.
Good morning, Sydney Rogers for the People, P8072.
Morning, Your Honor. Ryan Hill, P68445 on behalf of Mr. Mansour. Judge, I'm not going to rehash everything because you're going to hear, you're going to go through the transcripts, and I appreciate the court sending me a copy of the transcripts. Just very, very briefly, to address Ms. Rogers' statement about the case that I sent, the Hoffman case I sent her being not fact specific. It doesn't negate the fact that there's a clear standard in the state of Michigan for indecent exposure, and it doesn't apply. So this is really simple, Judge. My client at the time, he's now no longer in the adult cabaret business, but at the time he was a manager. The ticket, I think the uncontested facts are that he was issued a citation. The ticket indicates an operator shall not let a person be disorderly as prohibited by section 3151. And then it has it handwritten, as you see oftentimes, Judge, for semi-nude. So originally I filed this motion. Ms. Rogers and I stipulated there was a MLCC violation report that basically says that my client was given the citation because there were 4 girls that weren't fully covered. I think we can stipulate to that. Originally, I filed this motion thinking that they were relying on the disorderly person statute. It says the prohibited conduct in a cabaret establishment. It says the following conduct cannot occur in an establishment. A licensee or operator of a sexually oriented business shall not permit or allow disorderly conduct as prohibited in section 3151 or indecent conduct. Originally, I filed my motion thinking that they couldn't possibly be relying on decent conduct because there was no indecent conduct. There was no sexual acts or anything like that. So when Ms. Rogers, our first argument in front of Judge Adams, she said, we're not relying on that. We're relying on the indecent conduct portion of it. I was surprised, but Judge Adams gave us an opportunity for me to address that because I really thought they were trying to go ahead with the whole, because they were partially nude, it disturbed the good peace in the neighborhood. And I addressed that in my original brief. So Judge Adams said, well, Mr. Hill, I'll give you an opportunity to address what's indecent in Michigan. I found a case directly on point. I sent it to Judge Adams. It's the Hoffman case. And Ms. Rogers, I'm not speaking out of turn, right? You're not relying on the disorderly person statute. You're relying on indecent conduct, right?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. So when I submitted the Hoffman case, I thought this was over, Judge. I really did, because the standard, although the facts aren't specific, the facts are showing a penis on live television. That's what the Hoffman case is. But the Hoffman case was decided in 2005. It was a published opinion. And the reason why it's so important is because you have to look at the actual venue where that person might be offended, right? And just a couple things, Judge, and then I'm done. The court in the Hoffman case clearly, it's very simplistic. It says such gross conduct is grossly indecent when an unsuspecting member of the public, that's important, an unsuspecting member of the public who is in a place the public is generally invited to or allowed could have been exposed or viewed the act. You're going to an adult cabaret, Judge. You're going to see partially nude people, right?
It's no one. People go there for the purpose of seeing things. Yes, right. I get that. That is different than going to a movie theater and seeing something that you were not expecting to see.
Right. So when I submitted the Hoffman case, I thought that we were going to get a stipulation. I really did, Judge. Right. It is so clear. Judge Boyle actually, they quote Judge Boyle in one of them, and this is where I thought, again, I'd get a stipulation. The court says that this standard would require an evaluation of the setting in which the exposure took place. The setting in which the exposure took place, in order to determine whether anyone might reasonably be expected to observe it, and whether or not that person might reasonably have been expected to be offended. there's no way, the court's already kind of heard my argument. There's no way that somebody going into an adult club would be offended by somebody being partially nude. I think we agree that there was no sexual act that they're alleging. They're relying on not having a shawl covering up breasts or see-through things not covering up buttocks. So I don't see how the city gets around that, because we've already stipulated in a previous hearing that the only indecent conduct is for partially nude, as the ticket says. That's my argument, Judge. And again, I really thought, and I understand Sydney's got her job to do and she's got higher ups, but I thought when I submitted the Hoffman case that we'd have a stipulation. So I'm hoping the court sees it our way.
Well, with regard to your last comment about how Attorney Rogers sees things, I don't think it's necessarily that she's, towing a line. I think some people can interpret and read what the law is saying. We do recognize that there are certain places in gentlemen clubs, if we will, where the behavior can be different. There's things that can occur on stage where there is not a possibility of somebody reaching out, touching, or doing something obscene. There is, or the person that might be a dancer who snuggles or rubs up against or does something a little bit more. I know there are statutes that are designed to limit certain actions in certain areas to prevent other actions that occur, some things that might go from just observation to touching. So a stage is a protected area and walking through the audience is not. And that is why I know some of the statutes were phrased and pointed in a direction to keep certain actions down or not being conducted, because I think anyone who has lived and been in places, and I have happened to have lived in a number of countries with the Marine Corps, and I've been in places and I've seen the limits of things and regulations that are put in place to prevent a furtherance of a different action other than just dancing. So I'm not exactly sure what the meaning, purpose, or exactly the phraseology of the statute that you're referring to. I'm certainly going to read it. And I also recognize sometimes statutes are poorly written and some things were meant to happen that are not happening, but certainly I am duty bound and required to follow the law irrespective of what the intent was. So, and I'm not sure what it says.
Judge, the only thing I want to say is like I said, it's undisputed that my client, and you see these tickets all the time, right? I've
seen a few anyway.
Oh, I've been defending it for 18 years. They give a manager a ticket because someone's partially nude. It wasn't until Ms. Rogers brought up, hey, listen, we're not going on the disorderly person part, we're going on the indecent, where I was like, hang on a second. So I did some research. And again, the Hoffman case is first, you have to look at the setting. Hoffman was a TV broadcasting company running an ad with a penis, an actual penis, right? So they said, look at the setting.
As opposed to a fake penis?
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe both of them would be probably considered indecent. I don't know. But it's you have to look at the setting to where it's occurring and whether or not a person at that setting would reasonably be offended. For the city to make the argument, a patron in a strip club could reasonably be offended by somebody partially nude. And Judge, I'm just looking at the ticket. The ticket doesn't say someone was performing a sexual act. It says allowing somebody to be semi-nude. To make an argument to say to the court, this partially nude, somebody there might be offended is ridiculous. And
it's not likely that someone who goes in pays a cover where women are dancing either nude or partially nude is going to be offended. Yes.
Okay.
Judge, I don't disagree with what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't. I have to see, obviously, now the facts. We got the law, and we bump them up against each other and see what shakes out. I just don't have all of that in front of me at this time. I certainly don't have the Hoffman case in front of me or anything of that nature, but I'm definitely going to read it. If it is only limited, as you say, where it's only intended to not offend someone's sensibilities, then it is hard to say that a person who purchases a ticket to go into a strip club is going to do something. Now, let me ask that question certainly in a different way. Let's say this is mothers against such and such actions. Okay, they want to clean up their neighborhood. And yes, they go in there, and yes, they went there, but could you not find someone in there that was offended by that action? And that is one of the reasons they went in there, because they were doing so. I don't think I can just broadly say that anybody who walks into a strip club cannot be offended. I can't say that, because I would say that your average patron who goes in there would not be offended. But I certainly can't say that no one could ever be offended, because someone could go in there just to do research and they are offended.
I agree with you, Judge. I'll answer that in two parts. If they're going in, they're paying a cover where you see a sign with nude women, you're going in knowing that there's nude women in there, right?
That doesn't mean you won't be offended. That does not mean you won't.
But Judge,
if I've never been there, I don't know what I will see. So
that's why the Hoffman case says you have to look at the actual place where it's being projected and whether or not a person would be reasonably offended, right? So take your scenario, right? That mother's against whatever pornography, exploitation of women, goes into a strip club, an exotic dance club, knowing, right, going into that venue knowing what's in there. You cannot expect.
No. They don't have to know what they're going to see, because they may not understand the level of what they might see.
Judge, you can't. That's ignorance in terms of the actual patron walking in. Then you can't.
That doesn't mean they're ignorant. They just know, Judge, I have a strip club, but I don't know what is going on. I don't know the level. I don't know if it's total nudity. I don't know if it's partial nudity. I don't. People can go in and say, I have no idea but I'm going to find out what's happening in my community. So I don't know that I can totally agree. I will totally agree that 99% of the people that go in a club will probably not, they might be a little titillated as opposed to offended, but I can't say that no one would be.
Judge, that's like making an argument where I buy a ticket for a boxing match and I go in and I'm offended by the guys punching each other.
No. If I don't know, because I've never seen it. See, we're looking at using a standard that most of us have seen a boxing match, or at least seen it on TV. Somebody may not even. I'm just saying, I cannot just rule out and say that there is no one in this world or on this earth that could possibly be shocked of what they might see if they walk into that club. So, because you may not understand the level, just like. I remember there was a point sometime in Detroit where there were some clubs where it was totally, there was no clothes worn anywhere, any place, stage, walking through, serving drinks, anything. And somebody might say, well, I didn't know it went to that level. I knew there was some nudity here. I might thought it was restricted to a stage and not someone getting a lap dance or something like that. So that could be shocking to someone because they didn't expect that.
Judge, I understand your argument now. What you're saying is that someone's always going to be offended or could be offended. And I guess but here's the thing, that could happen anywhere, right? That could happen with someone walking down the street and seeing somebody that's wearing something a little bit too low cut and saying that. So I understand the point you're making. I just think once you read the Hoffman case, Judge, like again, it talks about where it's being.
Absolutely, I'm going to read it. I'm just saying right now, there's always a possibility that someone, and I don't know how the statute is written or and how it's stated, but I don't know that I can say right now. And again, I have to read the statute to say exactly how it's worded, but I don't. Right now, what we were saying is the person who goes into a strip bar is not going to be offended. So it's kind of a weird thing, but I've seen boyfriends take their girlfriends to clubs. I thought that was the weirdest thing in the world, but it happens. And I don't know that the girl might be offended. She could be offended for a number of reasons. Someone looks a lot better than them with their clothes off or something. I don't know, but as you know, that happens. So So I do have to read the very specific language of the case, so to make that determination. But I definitely understand your argument. So
Thank you, Judge. I'm done.
Judge, if I can just briefly respond.
absolutely.
Thank you. The people rely on our pleadings and previous arguments, but to sum it up, to respond to what defense is saying today, the Hoffman case establishes a very subjective standard about what a person would be offended of. And here it's very fact specific. And we're dealing with a sexually oriented business, a strip club, which is highly regulated because of the nature of the activity that's going on in this business. There's a whole chapter of ordinances in the city of Detroit that only deal with sexually oriented businesses because the nature of the business. It easily opens itself to human trafficking, prostitution, other disorderly conduct, other offenses happen often in these businesses. That's why there's a whole chapter dedicated to them. And that's why there's this ordinance not allowing a manager to allow a dancer to be semi-nude off the stage. It's a specific ordinance. It's only dealing with how a woman is dressed that's performing off the stage. And here the defendant is clearly the manager based on the discovery. And there's people that were off the stage without their wraps on. That falls under the indecent exposure ordinance here, or the language here. And it's very important to look at what kind of business we're dealing with. We're dealing with a sexually oriented business, which is highly regulated, and there's additional ordinances and MCLs that apply to this business. And the facts are different than the Hoffman case. They were dealing with a public TV, and here we're dealing with a business that is highly regulated by both the city and the state. And that is why we're asking for the defendant's motion to be denied.
Okay. Okay. But what I'm hearing from Attorney Hill is, yes, that your distinction that you just made is the distinction that he's saying. Something that is open to the public is definitely going to be more scrutinized and regulated than something where a person voluntarily walks into a club that has a sign outside showing that come in here and there's going to be nudity or something. You know, I don't think anybody walks into a strip bar by accident and find themselves shocked, you know, and appalled that they're exposed to something that they weren't looking for, as opposed to a television show, which anybody can just flip a channel and happen upon. So I could see where there would be a distinction in how the law is regulated. But we also recognize that there are lines to be drawn even inside a sexually oriented business where everyone understands that, but there are still lines where the person who just wants to see a beautiful body as opposed to someone who might be exposed to some side businesses and deals that are going on, because we certainly recognize there's a lot of propositions that come out of strip clubs. There's people who are recruited for other clubs, and there are going to be people being recruited for some other sexual oriented business, which might be totally illegal, as opposed to someone who just takes a shawl off, gets on the stage and wiggles a little bit and then puts the shawl back on. To now, like you said, there are people being recruited for prostitution and even some other things that are a bit more insidious and dangerous to the community. There are people who could be trafficked out of that. So because, you know, I think somebody might look at it as like, well, this is what they do anyway. So I'm just becoming their new employer, as opposed to another word that is often used. So and not, yes, sir. Mr. Hill is raising his hand.
Judge, I didn't want to interrupt, but can I just say a couple other things? This whole heavily regulated thing, I think Ms. Rogers made my argument for me, like the court could have said. But the human trafficking, the prostitution, I've done work for this owner for years, and he's never been accused of any of that, any of it. So it's
no. We're not saying that in the individual club. This is, you know, when we make laws to protect everyone, it's not for the only for the person that is definitely doing it, but it's it's the business that might lean and go in another direction. So.
I get that. All I'm saying is these hypotheticals don't address the actual issue. And the issue is this: if they're on the ticket, if it would have said multiple dancers performing sexual acts in an open public area, I wouldn't be making this argument, because even though it's a strip club, you can't do that. That's indecent, right?
So you saying if they said a person off stage who is showing, I mean, very specific language, a person off stage without a rap, if that's all they said, would that not fall within the confines of what you're saying?
Absolutely not. If it was indecent, right, again, the criteria is you look at the location.
But indecent is, you know, I don't know that any one person can describe what is indecent, because
Judge, you're talking about the public again. You have to look at the fact that there's a case that says you have to look at the location of where it's actually being disseminated. And here's the thing: if there was a sexual act being performed on the ticket, it says there's a sexual act being performed in public. I wouldn't make this argument. My client would have pled. I can tell you right now, he would have pled, because it's just almost strict liability with these ordinances. But what you have is you have a stipulation, uncontested facts, that people were semi-nude. What does that mean, Judge? You know what that means. It means that they didn't have their shawls on, stuff like that. I would even make the argument, you take those 4 women that were partially nude and you put them on the street in downtown at some type of function or some type of concert, they're still not indecent. They're still not indecent. So to take that and just say someone's partially nude, not covered up, partially nude, you know what the city makes arguments. You take those people and put them in the public, it's still not indecent. And for them to make that stretch, to say, well, we regulate these things heavily because there's trafficking and stuff like that, it's a desperation argument to me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, counsel, because what is called a cover-up in a nudie bar, it might still be indecent in public. So you saying you take those people and you put them in public, it's still not. I don't know that we can make that argument, but I've seen things in people in public that I thought was indecent. So, but anyway, you know, it's not, yeah, I know we all have. But what we'll do is, I understand your argument. I understand Ms. Rogers' argument. I'm going to read the Hoffman case, and I will give you your verdict no later than Friday.
Thanks, Judge. I appreciate it.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
Bye, Sydney.
You're all set, Mr. Messer.
And Judge, we have a dismissal for you on Sean Moore. It was set for trial, but it'll be a dismissal for no recollection of the officer.
Very well. Do I have Sean Moore's file here? I do see it. Sean Moore, unmute your microphone, state your full name, please.
I'm trying to bring him out.
Where's?
Sydney, can you do me a favor? Can you go in tonight and bring them out? I just made you a co-host.
Yep, no problem.
I'm gonna try to do it as well. So it's so. They need to design this so we can pull them out and not request that they come out. So Roby just went in after Sydney did.
I'm ready, Your Honor.
You got me back?
I'm sorry.
Hold on, Ms. Madison. Can we do Sean Moore first?
Yes. Sean Moore, unmute your microphone. State your full name, please.
Sean Terrell Moore.
All right, Mr. Moore. Okay, we called your case earlier. It's ticket P1406490. Sean Moore, open alcohol in a motor vehicle as a passenger and disorderly public intoxication. Mr. Soroki, what are we doing with this case?
Alan Soroki, P3744, here on behalf of the defendant. State your name, please, Mr. Moore.
Sean Terrell Moore.
Your Honor, both these matters are being dismissed based upon stolen identification.
Very well, Mr. Moore. These matters are dismissed. Mr. Moore?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your case is dismissed. You can sign off, sir.
Thank you.
You still have a phone? No.
What you looking for?
Let me make sure I don't have
Huh?
it over here.
I'm sorry,
Kyle.
oh, no, I don't have Malloy over here. I'll tell you what I have. I have Nicole Mayberry. I have Paris Martin. I have Eric May. I have Shasia Madison, Charles Miller, and Melissa Miles. Which case am I calling next?
Khadijah.
Attorney, House Counsel, what am I calling next?
You can call Khadijah Madison, Your Honor.
Miss Madison, state your full name. Turn your camera on.
Camera on. One
Should be a
second,
cat.
I don't know what it.
You can see something that looks like an old school movie camera, like a box with a little triangle sticking off the front of it. And just touch that. We're gonna call the case. State your full name, ma'am. Ma'am, state your full name. I'm just gonna call the case while you're trying to figure out to turn the camera on. State your full name. Khadijah Madison, state your full name. Thank you. This is ticket number P1431679, the People versus Khadijah. Or Khadijah, SEDJAH Madison, MADISON. You have a civil infraction for driving 16 to 20 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. You also have P1432357. You have a misdemeanor for no insurance. The people have indicated, counsel, what are we doing with this matter?
Your Honor, Ms. Madison wishes to take a driving course to get a better offer, and so you can set these matters for pretrial or set them for trial.
Was that offered from the prosecution, sir?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Madison, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give you a pretrial date where you could come back with your certificate of completion, of successful completion. That you can go through the Secretary of State, go out to the Secretary of State office, and then you Google and find a driver improvement course that will end with .gov, G-O-V. There's a lot of private driver improvement courses out there, but we're accepting the ones from the Secretary of State, and they all end with .gov. All right, we're going to give you a pretrial date to come back on August the 21st and present your certificate of completion. August the 21st at 8:30 a.m.
Okay, thank
All right, you can sign off, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, we can call next Paris Martin.
Yes, 1 second. Let me finish writing these up. Paris Martin, unmute your microphone, turn your camera on, state your full name.
Paris Martin.
All right, Ms. Martin, you have ticket number U 657-96123, the People versus Paris, Paris, Martin, Martin. Ms. Martin, you're charged with drinking alcohol in public. The people have indicated that they will give you a 3-month delayed sentence if you play it today. That simply means you will, if you play it, you get a fine in 3 months from today's date. In fact, on the date of October the 10th, this matter would be dismissed if you have not picked up any other cases.
No.
Counsel, how are we going to, pardon me?
She wishes to set this matter for a bench trial, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Martin, I do need you to raise your right hand and state your full name.
Paris Martin.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the complete truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hand, ma'am. Ma'am, you had the opportunity to speak with counsel and discuss the differences between a bench trial and a jury trial?
Yes.
And you've decided on one or the other, ma'am?
Yes.
And what do you choose to do?
The bench trial with the judge.
Okay. All right. You know that could be me or any other judge in this building?
He didn't say that, but yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, it's more than likely it would be me in this courtroom, but I could get sick or something. Or
Right.
not be here
Anything
on
could
a
happen.
particular
Right.
day. Right. Anything could. No, we don't want anything to happen, ma'am. Just
No, I
so
understand that.
not
I'm just
anything. So maybe something nice, but
Right.
So. All right, Ms. Martin, we will see you back here for trial on August the 21st at 9 a.m. August the 21st at 9 a.m. If you have anyone who you want to testify on your case, someone who was there or present or has knowledge about this case, you can bring in your witnesses. So the people can bring in their witnesses. You can bring in your witnesses as well. You can also testify at your own trial. You understand that, ma'am?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, is that yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right, ma'am. All right, Ms. Martin, we will see you on
The 21st at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yes, ma'am. Good luck to you. We'll see you there.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. What next, counsel?
Okay, the next is Nicole Mayberry, Your Honor.
Mr. Cole Mayberry, unmute your microphone, state your full name, please.
Hi, Nicole Mayberry.
All right, Ms. Mayberry, you have ticket number P1419500 to People versus Nicole, Nicole Mayberry, Mayberry. Ms. Mayberry, on this ticket, you have 3 civil infractions: fail to signal, wrong way on a one-way street, and expired plates. You also have P1420168. You have 2 charges or counts. One is a misdemeanor for no insurance. The other one is a civil infraction for a defective windshield. The people have indicated, ma'am, on the P141950, you're driving on a one-way street, but the people will indicate that if you were to plead today, they would amend and reduce this charge to driving 1 to 5 over in a limited access zone, which is a 0-point ticket. The driving the wrong way on a one-way street is a 2-point ticket, but this is a 0-point ticket. And the other charge of no insurance would be amended and reduced to improper plates. The other 3 matters would be dismissed. Is that what you understand, Ms. Mayberry?
Yes.
All right. That was very strong. And Ms. Mary, is this how you want to proceed today?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Mayberry, I don't think I swore you. I had you state your full name, but I do need to swear you. Please raise your right hand and state your full name again.
Nicole Mayberry.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the complete truth?
I do.
You may lower your hand. Ms. Mayberry, you understand that you have a constitutional right to go to trial for the misdemeanor and a right to have a formal hearing for the civil infractions. You understand that?
Yes.
Are you pleading responsible, ma'am, and guilty because you are?
Yes, I guess. I don't. We discussed this before. Now I'm confused again. I'm going to trial for something. I thought me and counsel discussed. Okay.
No, you said okay.
Okay, see, I'm confused.
Judge, your problem is making out a plea. Miss Eubanks, did you drive the wrong way on a one-way street?
My name is Miss Mayberry.
I'm sorry, Miss Mayberry. I'm sorry.
I mean, me and you discussed that already.
Miss Rogers, Attorney Rogers.
Yes, Judge.
Miss Mayberry was making out a factual basis for a plea for the civil infraction. She indicated that the police officer stopped her, or they signaled for her to stop, and it was. And Miss Mayberry, if I state this wrong, you let me know. She felt it was unsafe to stop where it was, so she turned onto a street which happened to be the wrong way on a one-way street. So she felt like she was not just intentionally driving on a one-way street. That's where she was placed and put based on how she was trying to respond to the traffic stop. Is that what you're saying, Miss Mayberry?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So basically what's happening is she was having a difficult time trying to come up with a factual basis saying she turned or she was driving on a one-way street because she said she wasn't driving on a one-way street. She turned to stop to get out of traffic and she turned on the one-way street. So,
exactly.
Okay.
There is
oh, go ahead.
I mean, there is a difference. I mean, I don't understand where there is a difference. I wasn't driving down a one-way street. I just I turned on a one-way street because I couldn't, that was the only way to turn. So that's the reason why.
Ma'am, what's happening is that's the way you view it. The officer may have looked at it like all you had to do was just stop where you were. You didn't have to turn on. That's the difference, because that is, if you turn on a one-way street, you drove on a one-way street. Now, what your intent is could be something totally different. So
if I turned on a one-way street and I stopped at that first house, that I would be driving still?
Ma'am, that's still driving. So anyway,
Here, it sounds like there's a dispute of fact. I have not talked to the officer yet because this matter is not set for trial yet. I think this would be a good matter to set for trial so I can speak to the officer on this. I will leave the offer open on trial date.
All right, Ms. Mayberry, what she's saying is she needs to talk with the officer if there is something that's extenuating about that. And, it is technically you drove on a one-way street. If you drove to the one house, it doesn't say you have to drive a mile or anything of that nature. So the question is, did you feel like you were pressured or pushed into that point because you were just trying to stop and comply with the officer stopping you? I understand what you're saying. What Ms. Rogers is saying, she's the city attorney, the city prosecutor, and she just wants to talk to the officer and see what they say And then if they feel like it was something, see, the problem is they wrote the ticket. They wrote the ticket, so they thought there was something that was wrong being done. And so we're at an impasse there. What's going to happen is I'm going to give you another trial date where she's going to talk to the officers. If the officers say there's no problem, they don't have any issue or concerns with dismissing it, we'll do so. And if we have to go to trial, we'll go to trial on that date. So, but we'll give you another trial date of August the 21st, and hopefully this will work out for you. All right. August the 21st at 9 a.m. ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate that.
Oh, ma'am, let me ask you a question. Were you alone, or do you have anybody with you that's a witness?
Yes, I do. I did have my children and my a
Are
friend
they
at the
adult?
time.
Okay, well, your friend is an adult, I assume, when you say my friend. The children, how old were they, or are they?
15 and 12.
I guess the 15-year-old could testify. They're legal. So, all right. But if you want to bring witnesses, ma'am, you can bring witnesses with you on that day as well. All right.
All right. You said August 21st at 9.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Call it a bench trial's formal hearing. Mr. Soroki, next.
Okay, Melissa Miles.
Ms. Miles, unmute your microphone. State your full name, please.
Melissa A. Miles.
All right. Ms. Miles, I'm not sure why we stopped. I know we were in the middle of something on your case. Oh, no, we did.
Her case is the operating while texting case. It's a similar issue to the prior case that's involved.
He didn't have any fine, like the fee schedule.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We do have a plea that did go in. We were waiting for the fee schedule. That's right.
Oh, that's what it was. It's a civil infraction. I need to know how much it was. It is P1431881. Count one.
$100.
How much?
100.
I'm sorry. 100. All right, Ms. Miles, it is your, yes, I didn't have the fee schedule for that. It is $100. So $100. It's a civil infraction, so it has to be paid within 14 days, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Do you know how and where to pay, ma'am?
No.
I'm sorry.
36th District Court, like I'll just go to like the administration office.
No, ma'am, you don't have to, you can do it online, 36districtcourt.org, or you could pay at one of the kiosks that's located around the city. Have you seen the DivDat machines where it kind of looks like an ATM machine where people pay their public utilities and things of that nature? They're all over the city. They're at the Meyer stores. Let's see. There's one in the Northwest Activity Center, but they're all over the city. You can pay there, or you can pay online. You can come down to the courthouse. You can pay at a DivDat machine. So, all right.
All right,
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am. Stay safe.
thank you.
Mr. Zorky?
Okay, let's see who's next here. We could take Eric May.
Mr. May, unmute your microphone, state your full name, please.
Eric May.
All right. Do you have Bluetooth headphones on or something, sir?
No.
Okay, because I'm sounds a little low. Okay, just speak a little louder for me, please, if you can. This is ticket number P1453606. The People versus Eric, ERIC May, MAY. Mr. May, you have 2 misdemeanors: ride a motor vehicle or moped on the sidewalk and driver license suspended. The people have indicated. This first, 1 second, sir. Mr. May?
Yes.
All right, I have, the prosecutors made an offer. One charge is a state charge, one's a city charge. The city have said they would dismiss their charge of driving while license suspended if you pled to the state charge of driving a moped on the sidewalk. And the people, the state has said, if you pled to that today, they will give you a 3-month delayed sentence. That means you will pay your fine, which would be $225. And in 3 months, if you don't pick up any other charges, this matter would be dismissed and would not be on your record.
Okay.
So how do you want to proceed with that, Mr. May?
That's fine. I'll do that.
All right, I need you to raise your right hand, state your full name.
Eric LaRon May.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the complete truth?
Yes.
You may lower your hand. Mr. May, you understand you don't have to plead guilty to anything. You could demand to go to trial on both these matters and challenge the testimony, present evidence on your own behalf, testify on your own behalf. You understand you have the right to do those things?
Yes.
But if you plead guilty to one charge, you give up the right to that. You understand that?
Yes.
To challenge it. Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty, sir?
Yes.
On April 29, 2023, sir, were you operating a motor vehicle on the sidewalk? This would have been a moped or some type of motorized cycle. Were you operating on the sidewalk, sir?
Yes.
Across where? Okay, pedestrian traffic only. All right. The court will find you guilty of that charge, sir. You have a 3-month delayed sentence, and that would be October the 10th. That means on October the 10th, if your fine of $225 has been paid, I will go into the computer. I'll take a look. If the fine has been paid and you have not picked up any other cases, this matter will be dismissed. It will not be on your record. You do not have to come back on that date of October the 10th unless you want to, you choose to. If you want to hear me say this matter is dismissed, we can do that, or you can do that. If you don't show up or don't come, we will just go into the computer and dismiss it.
Okay.
All right. They're a fine of $225, and the other charge is dismissed today. Do you know where to pay, sir?
Yes.
All right, then you're all set. You can sign off. Good luck to you, sir. Stay safe. I don't know. Mr. Malloy.
Yes.
State your full name, please.
Kyle Malloy, KYLEMALOY.
All right, Mr. Malloy, you have ticket number SX413-55171. The People versus Kyle, KYLE Malloy, MALOY. Mr. Malloy, on this ticket, you have a misdemeanor for no driver's license on person. You also have SX413-55172. You have a civil infraction for speeding 11 to 15 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. Today was the appointed or scheduled day, sir, for a formal hearing and a trial. A necessary witness by the name of Officer John Beafore, BEAFORE, would be necessary for the people to proceed. That officer has failed to appear. This court have no reasonable explanation for the lack of appearance by the officers. These matters are dismissed, sir. They're dismissed. They're dismissed without prejudice. So if the officer has a valid reason for not being here, like military leave of duty or sick leave or something like that, they could reissue these matters. But today they are dismissed.
All right, thank you.
You can sign off, sir.
Okay.
I think that's the end of the docket, Your Honor.
I think I got one more person. I got, well, maybe not. I have a Charles Miller in front of me.
It's set for a pretrial, attorney Soroki just emailed me. So
Oh, it's set for a pretrial
Yes.
for today, but is he out here? Oh,
No, it's
okay.
set for 8:21.
I see. You let him go. Okay.
Right.
All right. Thank you,
That's
sir.
it.
Then,
Okay.
yeah, that looks like it's all right.
Yes.
thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.